Farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning, I'm Melaine Wells, and thanks for joining us on Midwest Farm Weekly. On today's show, Fond du Lac County invites you to the fair. They've brought cream puffs and a chicken. We'll meet some of their exhibitors. Plus, a collector's dream. We check out a roadside attraction in Wisconsin. And tractor safety classes from our partners at Fox Valley Technical College. Drought conditions in 18 southern Wisconsin counties have now officially triggered a disaster declaration by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. People in that region can apply for emergency loan assistance, which can be used to replace essential items such as livestock, equipment, even reorganize their farm operation or refinance certain debts. Interested farmers can contact their local USDA service center to ask questions or to file a notice of loss. Resources are also available online at farmers.gov. Wisconsin winter wheat and oat production are seeing double-digit losses in the latest production forecast. The most recent report from USDA says winter wheat production is down 14% from last year. Oat production down 45%. A new shipping facility for agricultural products officially opened in Port Milwaukee this week. It will move bulk egg exports, including dried distillers grains, which is a byproduct from beer and ethanol production that's actually used to feed livestock. Instead of sending our products down the Mississippi River, Wisconsin farmers and businesses can now send their products by truck or rail directly to this facility, where they will be loaded onto international shipping vessels.
As more markets are made for Wisconsin products, the better it's going to be for our state and most importantly for our farmers. They struggle mightily, and we have to make sure that we can do whatever we can to make sure that their product gets from point A to point B.
This new facility is expected to generate $63 million in statewide economic impact each year. The Wisconsin State Fair kicks off August 3rd and anticipates more than 1 million people will experience the fair over its 11-day run. For more than 170 years, this tradition has been a summer staple for families.
Between the agriculture, the food, the entertainment, the shopping, there's just so much to do. And it's an experience like no other. You can go on rides, you can have, amazing foods in the Wisconsin Products Pavilion from Wisconsin, and just see everything that's so great to celebrate about our state.
All of the favorites are back, and there is a spot to make new memories.
So we have Cirque at the Fair, which I'm really excited about. It's a new show on South Grandstand Avenue, and it's got aerial artists and archery. It's going to be really, really unique and something that I think fairgoers aren't used to seeing at the fair.
When it comes to food, there are over 100 new items from mild to wild.
It's kind of crazy, but bugs are still on the list this year. And, I had one last year. I had a June bug, and it was interesting to say the least. But yes, we have bug chow mein this year, along with the brownie on a stick featuring bugs. But they also offer an atomic slush, which is the world's hottest slushy. So it is a spicy, spicy slushy. But if that's not for you, of course, we have amazing cheese curds. We even have cheese curd tacos and so many other delights at the State Fair.
Each year, the Wisconsin State Fair welcomes more than 7,000 animals as part of their agriculture competitions.
Is just to go and talk to the exhibitors and see how, their project worked, or see what they did to work with their animals, some challenges they faced and how they got over those. It's just really incredible to see both the youth and the adult exhibitors kind of come together and support each other just for some great competition.
In addition to dozens of free entertainment stages, tickets to a main stage show also include admission to the fair earlier in the day.
Of course, there's REO Speedwagon, which is going to be a fantastic show. They were with us in 2019, and they did a sellout show, which we're really excited about for this year, having them back. Of course, Alabama, Trace Adkins, Ludacris, Shaggy, Lindsey Sterling, and the list goes on and on. I also can't miss Kids Bop, which is a great one for families as well.
The Wisconsin State Fair is in West Allis, August 3rd through the 13th. You can see the full schedule online. Of course, take a look at their daily admission deals. A reminder, they do not accept cash for parking or tickets, and their bag policy remains in effect. Farm Technology Days brought thousands of people to the Badger Steam and Gas Engine Club grounds in Baraboo this week. A collection of 6 farm tours showcased agriculture diversity in that region. Drone technology, also a big draw at the show with plenty of demos. Food is also a hit. This year it was provided by more than a dozen food trucks. Youth Ag Venture took kids across the grounds on a scavenger hunt, learning about the diverse careers available in agriculture. Chippewa County has been tapped to host Wisconsin Farm Technology Days, that is, in 2024. You've no doubt heard the saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. In Wausau, there is a particular barn that has become a selfie monument for some. Here's a look at how a man turned his old barn into an unofficial historical marker.
When driving along Highway 52 in and out of Wausau, you'll pass by this barn.
Well, I bought it in the early 1990s.
One corner at a time.
Reinforced sold with steel beams.
Dick Week has rebuilt the old barn.
Basically did everything by myself, and it was completely overcome by brush, and you could hardly see the barn.
A self-described old guy with a bad habit of collecting.
Tractor collection, old car collection, bamboo fly rod, wood canoes, you name it, just about anything.
Including the antique signs that decorate it today.
I tried to get all porcelain, but they get really, really expensive.
Approximately 115 signs hang on 3 sides. Each one has a story, starting with number 1.
On that end there is a Texaco sign, and it was one of the first signs I bought. It's about 6 feet tall, it's porcelain, and I got it done on Iola. And we had 2 guys go up the ladder, and then we had 2 guys inside with a rope that got it up there.
On the inside, the barn is used for storing items from Dick's hobbies, top and bottom.
This is full of signs and vehicles down here. I have signs all over there. Behind this, I have 3 VW.
It's definitely his baby, yeah.
When Linda married Dick last year, she knew what came with their union.
I think it's great. You need to have something to, fill your time that you enjoy.
The tour through the past continues beyond the barn, a graveyard, if you will, for old gas station signs.
Never had a inkling that that's how it would turn out.
Then there's the rusted out fire truck, an ode to his 24 years as a volunteer fireman with the town of Wausau. Now at 73, the retired teacher is done adding signs to his property and says he'll enjoy it for what it is.
Texaco sign that I paid $50 for, they're asking $3,000 or $4,000. And every month there are auctions nationwide where they just sell. I mean, people have huge collections, thousands of dollars they pay for signs, and I'm not in that league.
So keep in mind, what's old to you would be new to someone else.
Before you think about throwing something in the garbage, somebody might enjoy it.
They say their most memorable visit came when a couple stopped by from Tomahawk. The husband lives with Alzheimer's, but he enjoyed his visit with the sign so much that he continued the conversation with his wife all the way home. Still to come on Midwest Farm Weekly, teaching the next generation to safely operate farm equipment. Welcome back. I know it's been a little hit or miss when it comes to where the showers have popped up in our region. Thankfully, our farm got a little rain. How are we sitting now for the month?
So we're a little bit in a drought right now for most of our locations. So looking at those mid-July averages, our average high right now looks at about 81 degrees. Our average low temperature is up to 60 degrees. We did, our most rainfall usually falls in June, but right now, in July, we're at about 3.62 inches of rain as our average rainfall for the month. So here's that rainfall stats so far. So we were in a little bit of a dry stretch recently, so that has put us below our average precipitation for the year. So we're at 16.94 for the season, and we are definitely almost an inch below where we were at last year at about 17.85 inches. So yeah, our average precipitation runs around 17.5 inches for the year. So here's that drought matter right now. We are, as of Thursday, it looks like we did see some improvement for some of our northernmost counties, but some of our southernmost counties are still in this severe drought. And look what we got on the map right here. We got a little bit of a horseshoe ring forming in that extreme drought region, but we definitely still need that rain. Is looking at on our next 10 days precipitation outlook, at least until the early part of next week, we're only going to see about a 1/10 of an inch of rain. And then we're going to see some of those long-term models are indicating a lot of rainfall happening at the end of next week. So I'm really hoping that comes true, because we definitely still do need that rain. So that precipitation outlook, since we're going to see a drier stretch and a cooler and a wet stretch, we're going to be in that precipitation outlook around above normal. Now, we're going to see a strong El Nino phase right now, so that usually puts us in dry and warm conditions, and that's going to kind of tease it a little bit. We're going to see those temperatures up in the 90s for parts of the next week, and that's going to be because we'll build in this ridge in the upper levels. That's going to transport some of this heat from the southwest and bring it into our area. Now, we're not going to see 100-degree days that they're seeing down there. We could easily see the mid to 90s for much of the next week, and that will start to cool off as we go into the end of the week. So looking at that temperature outlook, no surprise, we are above normal for at least the 8 to 14 day outlook. So here's that weather story for you into parts of mid-July. So it looks like I'm going to put us in that above average temperature range, and our precipitation will be below average for at least the middle part of July.
I have a question for you though, Ryan. Are you still full from judging the grilling competition at the
Kewanee
County Fair?
I still have leftovers, so I'm still going to go through them, but it was awesome. That was a really good experience.
It's funny you say that. I'm trying to figure out another creative way to use up our leftover steak. Ryan and I were excited to help to judge the grilling competition at the Kewanee County Fair. It's open to local fire, police, and EMT departments. This year's top griller would not give us the secret of his special marinade, but he says the key to his success is just tenacity.
The secret is coming year after year after year, and finally the judges feel sorry for you and they let you win.
That is 100% not true, Mr. Augustine. We loved your food and everyone else's. We had a very tough job. Actually snagged a recipe for a corn salad that I'm excited to get to make.
There you are. Hey, I'm going to have to ask you for that recipe, but I'm hoping to go back next year because I want more steak. It's one of my favorite foods. So if you got any good recipes, let me know. I'm trying to cook some up lately.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us at the fair. Midwest Farm will be back after this.
Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Technical College for Life on the Farm, and today I'm joining one of my co-workers, Daryl Schroffnagel. And you're teaching one of the tractor safety classes this year. Thanks so much for joining me today.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
Yep. Daryl, you haven't been at Fox Valley Tech for very long, and you're one of our newest hires there. Tell me a little bit about what you do at Fox Valley Tech first.
So I am the newest ag power instructor. I'm part of a program that is teaching the next generation of mechanics.
Right, and there's obviously a strong demand for them.
Always.
Right, and you have a pretty unique past as well. Can you tell me about some of your past work experience before you came to the Tech here?
So if we go back far enough, I'm actually a graduate of Fox Valley Technical College. Right out of college, I went to a local equipment dealer in my area. I was there for about 9 years. And
I think you're fairly well known in the area as well, so you're modest, but but the point of what we're talking about today is tractor safety. Today, what are you doing today in your class?
Today is actually test day. Today is when I bring the students in individually, one-on-one, in a half-an-hour slot. We run through a tractor I have in the shop. We go through, we check all the controls, we check all the fluids, we check to make sure all the lights function, and then if they do well on that, I get to bring them out here to the driving course. And this is where they get to show me what they're made out of. They get to maneuver around these cones, not hit any of course, and see if they can operate this machine in a safe manner.
Right. And the outcome from, once they do that all correctly, is what do they get?
They get a certificate from the state of Wisconsin saying that they are qualified to run a tractor more than 20 PTO horsepower.
Right. So, this is also your first season of teaching tractor safety. And tell me a little bit about your impressions of the group of students that you've had so far.
My experience with the students has been positive. Keep in mind they're 12, 13, maybe 14 years old, so they're a little bit younger than what I'm used to working with. They all come here, they're all enthusiastic, they're all excited, they're all willing to learn. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun working with them the last couple weeks.
Do you find that they open up with you a little bit more as the class goes by?
So yes, the first day can be a little awkward because we're all new. It's unusual. But after introductions, we get to do some hands-on activities. They do open up. I also open up and get to have some conversations on the side, as well as learning about tractor safety.
Right. So how are most of your students doing in the testing part? We're not done yet, of course, but...
I have no complaints. Thankfully, most of the students I've worked with this summer have all come off of farms, so they certainly know what a tractor is. They certainly know most of the controls. The biggest hurdle is this tractor in particular. Some kids come off of a green farm, some kids come off of a blue farm. They come here, well, I got to teach them how to drive a red tractor. But that's an argument that's as old as time itself.
Right, and it's a brand new tractor, and it's state of the art. So
yep.
Yes. Final question, Daryl. What are some of the outcomes some of your students have been talking about what they're going to do with this certificate once they get it?
So they understand that this week is more than just taking a course. They understand that they're not here just to make their parents happy. When they leave here, they're going to possess the knowledge to take home with them to stay safe either on their own farms or for the neighbor or for their employer.
Right, and they might even teach mom and dad something along the way, right?
Correct.
Right. Daryl, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out today and talking with me about this. This is an exciting thing happening at Fox Valley Tech in the summer, so thank you.
No problem.
So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.
The Fond du Lac County Fair is underway. We welcome Kaylee, one of the organizers of the fair, along with exhibitors Callista, Ashlyn, and Howie, and of course Frederick there on the table. We'll get there in just a moment. But what an exciting time of year for Fond du Lac. No doubt you've already been pretty busy this week.
Yeah, our exhibitors prepare all year long, as well as our fair board members, and of course, it takes many sponsors, vendors, exhibitors, volunteers to put on a fair, and we'll be there all weekend long, July 19th through the 23rd.
Talk a bit about why you're involved with the fair, why you're passionate about this.
I started out exhibiting at the fair as a 5-year-old Little Britches member, and then later transitioned into the Ferris program, and now I work with our 2023 Ferris of the Fair, Caitlin King, and just have a passion for all things fair related, our youth in agriculture, and pushing them to be the best they can be.
Howie, we have to talk a bit about your exhibit here. Introduce us to Frederick.
He's a meat bird, so he's a broiler. Broilers were bred to have bigger or more breast meat. That's the white meat on a bird.
Okay. How did you get interested in showing chickens?
It was the Capazals. They're some kind of friends of ours.
Okay.
Who they brought chickens one year, and I really liked them.
Yeah. Callista, I see you rocking the 4-H shirt. You guys are all involved in 4-H. Talk about your involvement, what you do at the fair.
My favorite project is the swine project. I've been showing pigs for 9 years.
Okay.
It teaches me lifelong skills, hard work, dedication, and responsibility, and through that I learned some business skills, how to manage money, and at the end of the year, look at my expenses.
Wonderful. Ashlyn, let's turn to you. Talk about your involvement in the fair.
So my involvement at the fair, I have been showing pigs for 10 years and beef 3 years, and this is also my 2nd year on the Market Livestock Committee at the fair.
Wow, what do you look forward to about fair week and weekend?
My favorite thing about fair is just educating the kids that come up to my projects and ask questions about whether if it's my pig or my cows. When they ask questions, just helping them learn more and answer their questions.
Nobody said cheese curds. I think that is going to be high on the list. Talk to us a little bit about the great display you've brought. What's the green cream puff?
So every day at the fair in the Adult Leaders 4-H food stand, they feature a flavor of the day cream puffs. So we always have the flavor changing, but of course the classic vanilla cream puff. The steak sandwich is from the Optimist, and Caitlin King, our Ferris of the Fair, that's her favorite fair food, so I thought we would feature that. And then my personal favorite, because you can't come to the fair without getting some deep fried cheese curds. So lots of classic fair favorites here today.
Everyone has a little bit different version of how admission works to get into the fair. How does Fond du Lac do it?
Fond du Lac is really unique in the fact that we have free admission. So bring the whole family out, come and see the agricultural aspects, the entertainment, and just there's something for everyone at the fair. And free to get in, $10 to park. We hope to see you there all weekend long for our just another day in paradise.
Frederick is looking to get back to the fairgrounds. I think he's going to hitchhike his way back. Callista, what is your favorite fair food? I always like to tap into the locals' perspective.
It's not food, but lemonade. That is my all-time favorite. I can't wait to get a glass of lemonade when the fair rolls around.
How about you, Howie?
I like the ice cream, the chocolate sundaes.
Chocolate sundaes. Okay, same question.
My go-to is the grilled ham and cheese from the 4-H food stand.
Very nice. How important is it, Callista, that people come and support what people have worked so hard on for a year plus in some cases?
We spend a lot of time every single day working with our animals, not just animals, but on different projects. And without people to come see it, we have no way to show everyone what we really do with the fair and our involvement.
Well, you can head to the Fond du Lac County Fair this weekend. It is underway, so you want to head to the fairgrounds, check out a complete schedule of events online. Congratulations to all of you, and I guess you really have trained him well. He's a very well-behaved bird. Thanks for joining us on Midwest Farm Weekly.